live.
And we are live with the Sports Block. My name is Will Giddis alongside Tyler Scholler and Nick Holliday for another SWAC conference game. Today we have your Middle Creek Mustangs taking on the Athens Drive Jaguars. It's going to be a good game. We're going to go over to Nick Holliday, talk a little bit about Athens, and then over to Mr. Scholler here to talk about the Mustangs and their upcoming game. So, Nick.
Hey guys, how you guys doing? Athens right now is 4-4 overall, and they are 2-2 in the SWAC, and they are led by their quarterback John Pelotis. And from many sources that have told me they have a pretty good run game instead of a passing game. So we'll be sure to look out for that, and hopefully our defense can contain that.
Hi guys, how's it going? Tonight we're playing Athens for our homecoming, and the Mustangs come in tonight at 6-2 overall with a 4-0 record in the SWAC for a conference. Last week we had a good win against Holly Springs. The Mustangs prevailed 35-14. Unlike in the past games, the Mustangs offense came out strong in the second half, so we look forward to seeing that today. As Nick mentioned, the Jaguars' offense is mostly a running offense, so with the Mustangs being a passing offense, we look to see the differential there be extremely prevalent. So let's go back to Will get us here.
Yeah, and something to note, of course, Curtis Bernstein coming back today off I guess you'd call it the high school injury reserve. He's been out since the beginning of the season. With what was it, foot surgery?
I believe he broke his ankle.
Broken ankle. So he's back. He's a pivotal part of the Mustangs offense. We now have three threats on the receiving core, those being Curtis, Jay, and Keon Smith. So definitely a big improvement in the Mustang offense, as well as it's going to help them on both sides of the ball. You get pressure on offense, and then your defense has a little bit more, I guess you'd call it, wiggle room. And we have our Middle Creek Mustangs about ready to get out of this tunnel. We have some sirens playing that's new. That's courtesy of Mr. Holt. He runs the audio. It's a brisk, I don't even know how cold it is. It's pretty cold. But that doesn't matter. We got smoke coming out the tunnel, and out the tunnel comes some Middle Creek Mustangs.
Seeing the players come out of the tunnel really gets me so hyped for the game. Even being up here in the sports block and in the stands, it really gets me so hyped just to watch the game.
Oh, definitely, and you can definitely feel the electricity in the air when this starts playing. It's pretty much a Middle Creek tradition at this point. And I'm actually kind of surprised how many players are wearing short sleeves. It's as I just mentioned, it's pretty cold.
Absolutely, that's gonna play a major part in the game too, with the weather changing significantly. Over the past couple games, it's been really, really hot at night, and so we look to see how that affects the game.
Definitely going to affect, I'd imagine, both the quarterbacks and the receivers on the offensive side of the ball. Of course, quarterback's hands go numb. He loses a little bit of control over the ball, and also with the way Gristle throws, how he can really sling it. The receiver's hands are going to be stinging tonight, and that's definitely going to be something to look out for.
Absolutely.
I believe the low for tonight is going to be 34 degrees.
That's cold.
It's very cold. Even though we're up here in the booth, it's we have a heater going on up here, and unfortunately we have to keep a window open. But it is still, it's freezing. It's actually freezing.
Well, I can't really speak for Nick, but it's not reaching. The heat's not reaching me right here, so hands are a little bit numb. So
definitely, I came prepared today, and I imagine most people in the student section did as well. I'm wearing thermal pants, courtesy of my mother. Thanks, Mom. 2 pairs of socks and 3 layers up top. So I think I'm pretty well to go. What about you guys?
Well, I got my big Mustang jacket here, that courtesy of the Madre. So this is going to keep me really warm, hopefully, because I hope it hasn't failed me yet, and I hope it doesn't start failing me tonight.
And Nick?
Well, my attire for tonight is my Reds wind jacket, and I have some sweatpants on, and I got the double-layered Elites. So
okay.
Thank you, Nike.
Okay, now that you know what we're wearing, you can now properly watch this football game. Of course, we got Sports Block sweatshirts just last week. These are real nice. And have our team captains out in half midfield, getting ready to flip the coin. Of course, Kurt Powell, who's on the far right of your screen, is I believe he was a linebacker. He got injured in the offseason, something with his ACL, and I don't know if he'll be able to return this season, being his senior season. So wish him the best of luck in his speedy recovery.
Looks like the Mustangs won the toss and have deferred to the second half, so they'll be kicking off to Athens Drive from right to left.
And got to ask the question we were talking about at pregame. Do you think Castellano's going to go for the onside kick? Because I imagine by now most teams have probably prepared for it in watching Middle Creek on film.
I believe Coach Castellano will, in fact, kick the onside kick. Even though through the past couple games he has started the game off with an onside kick, I still think it's one of those surprise plays. Even though you're coming in, reading the film and knowing that he is very apt to do that, I still think it's going to be a surprise for the Mustangs.
And I'm sure you can hear it because it is blasting in my ears, but Mr. Graffone on the PA doing the Saturday Night Live knockoff for the Mustangs. And looking over at Athens Drive stands right now, you can't see it on your screen, but it's not very populated, to say the least.
Not compared to our Creek Crazies and everybody here tonight. I ventured down to the Creek Crazies before we came on the air, and I mean there was not enough seats for everybody. So that shows you how packed tonight's homecoming game is, and how much support the Mustangs, the Creek Crazies, have for the Middle Creek Mustangs football team.
Definitely, and I believe at halftime is the homecoming announcement King and Queen, correct?
Yes, I believe so.
Did you cast a vote?
I was not able to cast a vote this year. I was busy during the lunches whenever I could have voted, so I didn't get the chance, but I will be happy for whoever has won the King and Queen of the homecoming court tonight.
All right, I can dig that answer. Nick, any votes?
None from me.
None from Nick. All right, so Rubino getting ready to give the kickoff. We'll see what kind of kickoff in a few moments. And here is the kick, and this is a line drive kick towards the 5-yard line. He's going to take this one up. Flag down on the field. And he's going to be tackled at around the 20.
Some laundry, as we like to say at the Sports Block.
We'll save that one for later, Nick.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
a buzzkill. That's a buzzkill, Nick.
So we'll see what the penalty on the field is. I imagine it's going to be holding.
Looks like it is against Athens Drive.
Face mask, actually. I believe it was that motion.
That was 5-yard face mask against Athens Drive, which is very rare occurrence in the football world. Usually you get those
15 yards.
Well, that was a 5-yard. There's a difference. The 5-yard is unintentional, and the 15-yard is a personal foul where you intend to pull them down by their face mask.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. And don't know quite what they're discussing. Looks like the refs are confirming that it was, in fact, a unintentional face mask, so they're going to move the ball back to the 15. So as you said, Athens Drive is a very run-heavy offense, and that's really going to be the key to this game, to see if the D-line can plug the holes and also not give up that one huge pass that these run teams seem to display.
Yeah, well, like you just mentioned about the run play, they're running back led by Dominique Lynch, number 5 for Athens. Hopefully we can plug up those holes.
and taking their sweet time here on the field.
Now we're back to the action.
And they're going to hand it off. Fumble on the field. And I believe the quarterback is going to fall on it. I don't think the Mustangs are recovered it. They're signaling they did, though.
Oh, and we got it.
And that is not the way Athens Drive wanted to start this game. Mustangs are going to take over on the 10-yard line.
That just seems to be a pattern here for the Mustangs. Somehow always get either the onside kick or they get a fumble or an interception within the first couple plays of the first drive for the opposing team. And so the opposing teams have been putting themselves in a deep hole lately, and so we look to see the Mustangs capitalize.
And they're going to hand the ball off to Perry up the middle. Going to gain a few yards before being tackled. Gain of 3. Ball's going to be spotted on the 9. Correction, that was Josh Drake on the handoff. I believe Elijah Perry may have been injured last week.
Yeah, he was injured. He broke his wrist.
All right, so definitely not Elijah Perry on the field. And I don't imagine we'd be seeing him at all tonight. And I don't know, pretty slow pace so far.
Looks like Chris Alton will replace Rasheed Farrell, who I believe was taken out on the play because he lost his helmet.
And that is going to be a touchdown. I lost the ball on the play. I'll be honest, I didn't know who had the ball, but he runs into the end zone for an early Middle Creek score.
That's big for the Mustangs, getting that early jump on the scoreboard, putting the Jaguars down early and making them run back from a deficit is really key in this game.
And I believe this is Chris Huey on for the extra kick. I talked to Chris in my government and politics class today. He said he had a 50-50 chance to be kicking the field goals today. Typically that role has been dominated by Michael Rubino, so there may be some change here should the Mustangs be in a field goal position. Kick is up, and it splits the uprights, going to put the Mustangs up 7-0 here with 11 minutes and 11 seconds here in the first quarter.
Nothing against Chris Huey, but I hope we don't have to kick those field goals. I hope we can just punch it into the end zone for 7 each time, and so we don't have to really worry about those 3-point opportunities there.
Oh, definitely. But should the opportunity arise, we will see who gets the kick. And I don't know. I feel like Castellano's going to step on the throat of the Jaguars here and maybe try an onside kick. I'm kind of getting the onside kick vibe.
I am too, Will. It's certainly been a trend lately, so we will see how Castellano responds, because he is a very aggressive coach and likes to put the points on the board and, like you said, step on the throat and not let them up.
And Rubino lining up the kick. We'll see what he does here. And it does look like they will just kick it off. That one's going to be fielded at around the 1-yard line. And he's going to run up to about the 15, flag down on the play. I didn't quite see what the flag was for.
Looks like it might have been against the Athens Jaguars there. The referee is talking to one of the Mustang captains, so we'll see what the call is. Block in the back against the Jaguars, so that'll back them up, I believe, half the distance to the goal.
And you'll probably hear me mention this more than once, but wow, is it cold.
Absolutely, and that's certainly got to be playing a difference down there on the field. It's even colder out there, even though we do have the heater up here. It's still pretty cold, but I can't imagine how cold it is down there.
Try not to think of those things, Tyler.
Yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut when it comes to talking about the cold.
Of course, ball is going to be spotted on the 7-yard line. Of course, I'm from New Jersey. I've been down here for about 6 years, and it feels like I don't have the northern blood I once had. I get cold so easily now. See how Athens Drive does after the first play was a fumble. They're going to try and run it. He's going to find a hole, gain of a few yards before being tackled.
So Athens has had technically 2 offensive plays now, and they've gone to Dominique Lynch, their running back. So he might be a big factor in tonight's game.
Definitely, but it's also important for the Jaguars to have a passing game as well to allow the running back to perhaps find some holes.
Yeah, you've got to have that balance out there too, because if you just run the ball every play, the defense will soon realize what you're doing, and they'll be able to stop it easily.
And Mustangs showed blitz there, going to run it up the middle anyway for no gain.
Josh Justin, Terry Patterson to stop. 3rd and 7.
Third and 7, ball on the 11. And they're going to hand it off once again. And not going to get open. I don't believe he got the first receiver they spotted. Tough to see from this angle.
Looks like he's going to be marked a couple yards short, so we look to see the punt team come on for Athens.
Yep, 4th and 2, and we're still waiting for that punt team. Maybe they're going to go for it. No, out comes the punt team.
Yeah, I would question that call if they did, in fact, go for it, because they're inside their own 20, and the Mustangs just a couple plays before got a fumble inside the Athens Jaguars 20-yard line, and so they punched it in, and I believe it was 2 plays. So I don't think they want to give the Mustangs that easy of a shot.
And, of course, Mustangs known for their punt block, almost got another one. That is not a great punt. That's going to land at the 38 and bounce all the way to about the 50 before being down. So perhaps not as good as field position I thought they were originally going to have, but starting at the 50 is, in fact, great field position, and we'll see how the Mustangs respond to it.
Just a word from our sponsors. The School Stampede Club has invited 2 of our Thoroughbred sponsors to be with us tonight to recognize their contributions to the Middle Creek High School student athletes. Also, be sure to pick up a great coupon from our friends at Smithfield's, which is a popular spot for football fans before and after the games. Smithfield's is a great place for North Carolina's best chicken and barbecue.
And Gristle on the screen there, gain of about 2 yards. Athens defender was waiting for the receiver the second he caught the ball. And I believe Curtis is number 11, correct?
Curtis is number 19.
Number 19.
Right now he's on the sidelines. I believe he'll play a limited role in tonight's game to allow him to come back even stronger, because you don't want to put him out there and he get hurt again and be out for the rest of the season.
Definitely not. That was Drake on the carry, going to be short a yard or 2 for the first.
3rd and 1.
Need a single yard to convert here. And a hard snap count, or maybe changing the play. Here's the snap. They're going to run it to Drake. He's going to try and fight for that first down, and I don't think he's going to get anywhere close.
I believe, in fact, he lost a couple yards. So the Mustangs punt team will come out and punt it away to the Jaguars after a 3-and-out.
And this is going to have to be a nicely placed punt, because they're in that kind of no man's land where if you kick it too hard, it's going to be an easy touchback, but not within field goal range. So Rubino needs to place this one almost perfectly. Kick is up, and it looks to be a good one. It's going to land at about the 15-yard line, bounce a little bit, and going to be down at the 15-yard line. So once again, Athens Drive starting from behind their own 20 for their third offensive drive.
And the punt is down to the 15-yard line for the Jaguars.
And correct me if I'm wrong, has Athens crossed the 50-yard line tonight?
They have not, and they have not converted a first down.
They haven't even made it over the 30-yard line, I don't believe.
And Mustangs not called for jumping off sides, though they did. Here's a snap, finds some nice running room, going to gain about 5 or 6 yards.
Tackled by Warren Messer for the Mustangs.
Mustangs had good penetration there. He had a linebacker who just missed the tackle, ran past the running back. So just got to keep your head up and look at the ball, because that could have been an easy tackle for a loss there, possibly a fumble.
2nd and 3, ball on the 21-yard line. Here's a snap, going to hand it off once again. This time going to be stuffed for no gain, maybe a loss of a yard.
Tackled by Thomas Harshore. First down, Athens Drive.
I tell you what, when it's in the summer, you wish it was winter. When it's the winter, you wish it was summer.
You can never be happy here in North Carolina. The weather is
Definitely not.
absolutely ridiculous. 1 minute it's 80, 70, 80 degrees, and the next, well, tonight it's 34 being the low. So you can never win.
And another fumble on the play, and the Mustangs are going to recover once again. I don't believe the quarterback knew that snap was coming. I think the center just snapped it, and that's bad news for Athens.
The Jaguars are just playing really sloppy so far in this game. Had a bunch of penalties that have hurt them, and then they've had those 2 fumbles that have really hurt them and gave the Mustangs extremely good field position.
And that was Thomas Hartshorn on the fumble recovery. And here's a snap to Gristle, looking to throw into the end zone and intercepted by the Jaguars. He's going to turn up field. He's at the 20-yard line. He's going to cut back across the field, and he needs a block, and he's not going to be tackled until about the 38-yard line. There is a flag on the field. And,
Looks like a block in the back against Athens, so that ball will be coming back.
And that is not how the Mustangs wanted to take advantage of the Jaguars there. Dangerous throw into double coverage by Gristle, and that one did not pay off. And that will, in fact, be a penalty against Athens Drive. That pass was intended for Jay Schuler, number 8.
Looks like Brant missed a wide open Curtis Burston here on the bubble screen on our side of the field, and he was all alone, really. I think one of the defenders that was covering number 8, Jay Schuler, was supposed to be covering Curtis, but it's not always easy to see the open receivers on the field as easy as it is to see up here.
Definitely not. And just, I believe if everything goes correctly, we will be having instant replay somewhere along in this broadcast. We're having a little bit of difficulty setting it up. And here's the snap. We're going to hand it off once again. I wish they would pass the ball. He's going to bounce that one to the outside and not be tackled for another 6 or 7 yards.
They've definitely relied on their running game tonight.
Absolutely, and that balance is going to come into be a factor tonight, just to see if they can keep the balance in their running game and their passing game to keep the Mustangs defense off balance.
And I think a few play-action plays may need to be mixed in to the offensive scheme here if they want to remain successful against the Mustangs. Here's the snap, going to hand it off, and going to be tackled shy of the first down.
Stopped by Thomas Harshorn.
So far in this game, Thomas Hartshorn has been a huge game player for the Mustangs. He got 2 fumble recoveries and a handful of tackles, so he's been all over the field tonight, and he'll continue to play a major part in this game.
And 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this first quarter. So 3rd and 1 for the Jaguars. If all remains true, I believe they will run the ball here. And in fact, they do. And I believe he will be tackled shy of the first down.
Good penetration by the Mustangs defensive line there. They got around the blockers, and they blew that play up in the backfield. And that was actually, I believe, a loss of a yard on the play.
So the punting team will come out for the Jaguars.
In this situation, Mustangs punt team needs to be aware of a possible fake punt here.
I don't think Athens will go for it. With the lack of momentum, almost blocked the kick. I believe that was almost Keon Smith. And that one's going to take an Athens Drive bounce all the way back to 27-yard line. May be incorrect. I don't believe that was Keon Smith.
I believe that was Terrence White, senior cornerback for the Mustangs defense.
Certainly moved like Keon Smith, just sprinted to the punter.
Absolutely, and we apologize for the for
misnamings.
Yeah, because these black jerseys are extremely hard to pick out who everybody is, and so the numbers are really hard to read.
Yeah, the numbers outlines are in red, and the inside of the numbers are black, which matches the rest of the jersey. Gristle looking to throw down the field, got an open Curtis Burnson, and he drops the ball.
Beautiful pass by Gristle there, just in and out of the hands of Curtis Burston with his first game back. That's, I believe, his first
intended target.
Yeah, his first intended target all year.
And he's going to trot over to the sideline. And here's the snap to Gristle. He's going to throw a screen over to the right side, and he's got some room to run. There's the first down and an extra 10 or 15 yards to boot.
Good blocking out there on the outside by the pulling guards. And they really got out there and blocked those defensive backs out there and allowed the running lane for the wide receiver.
And Gristle's going to hand it off to Drake up the middle. He's got a hole, needs a block, and he's got a ton of yardage, and he's going to be tackled and a little bit short of the Jaguars' 25-yard line.
Looks like we got a little bit of help from the ref there. I believe number 42 for Athens was about to make the tackle, and he ran into the ref. We didn't see him fall down, but it was good block by the ref there.
Glad to see my money's paying off. 1st and 10, ball in the 25. And here's the handoff again. Going to be a gain of 6 or 7 before being tackled. And that was Stuart Fine on the carry.
We definitely have to give the offensive lineman from Middle Creek a ton of credit because we were definitely just moving the ball down the field and in part to them.
2nd and inches here for the Mustangs. Gristle looking to pass over towards the left sideline, lobs it up. That one's going to be tough for Schuler to catch, and in fact, it's thrown out of bounds. That's going to bring up 3rd and 1.
Good pass by Gristle there. Just make sure it was only available for his receiver to get and either throw it way out of bounds or it would have been perfect for Jay Schuler. So that was a good job.
And they're going to hand it off for the first down. He cuts, gets it, and a few extra yards. I believe that'll bring up 1st down for the Mustangs. Don't believe it'll be 1st and goal just yet. Ball on the 11, going to be a 1st and 10. And here's a snap, going to run it off, stuffed in the backfield for a loss of 2 or 3 yards.
We have a quick SWAC score update. Green Hope leads Holly Springs 7-0 with 6:58 left in the first quarter.
Thank you, and we'll try to keep you guys updated of all these SWAC updates around the conference. And fakes the handoff, needs to throw it, has an open receiver, and he's going to be tackled at around the 10-yard line.
Dave Schuler on the reception.
That was Schuler on the reception.
Anderson on the stop.
So 3rd and 9.
Down.
Mustangs in a field goal situation if they don't score here. Or they could go for the first down, which is just a yard short of the touchdown. And they were able to draw the Jaguars offsides.
That'll shorten up that distance that they need and make it a lot easier on the offense.
That'll be a 5-yard penalty. That's going to bring up, I believe, 3rd and 3, ball on the 4-yard line.
Still 3rd down.
And fakes the handoff, looking to throw. Up in the air, he's going to be caught, and he's going to run it in for the touchdown. Tough to see who that is, but that was a nice jump and run into the end zone. That's going to make it Mustangs 13-0.
I believe that was Rasheem Eaton there on the touchdown pass, who is, as this is a sports block tradition, we always say if someone does something good, if they're in our class, we always say it. So Rasheem Eaton is in Nick and I's Sports and Entertainment Marketing 2 class with Miss Hunter. So good job, Rasheem.
And this is Huey on for the extra point attempt. And it's up, and it is good. That's going to make it 14-0 Mustangs. And they have all the momentum here in the first quarter. 1 minute left, and Athens will be being kicked off too.
Fans, after tonight, you only have one more night to get your Middle Creek apparel. Come get your sweatshirts, sweatpants,
And we are still awaiting a onside kick by Middle Creek because they've done an onside kick the past 2 games. And I'm just curious if they will attempt one tonight.
You know, I think that's Castellano's strategy is to make the other team guess when they're going to try one, and when they least expect it, he's going to land it on them, keeping the Jaguars on their toes on such a cold, cold night. Cold, cold night. Rubino back for the kickoff. And the kick is up. It's going to be a line drive fielded in the end zone. And that's going to be a touchback. Athens Drive return man wanted to run it. Probably the best idea that he didn't. Athens Drive going to take over at the 20. Still have not crossed the 50-yard line. So 2 fumbles recovered by the Mustangs. They've only succeeded at 1 first down. I believe this is their 4th or 5th drive attempt. Quarterback has yet to throw the ball. Going to be a jet sweep around the left side. And he's going to be pushed out of bounds for a gain of about 5.
Another quick SWAC score update. Fuquay is up 14-0 on Carey right now.
And of course, Fuquay is going to be the last regular season game that the Mustangs play. I'm not quite sure how many games we have left in this season.
I believe we have tonight's game, then we play at Carey, and then it's Fuquay.
So that was the first pass attempt by the quarterback, going to be caught by number 28 for the first down.
Thorpe on the catch, tackled by Jacob
10 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Result of the Jaguars' first down.
I imagine Athens Drive is just going to let the clock run down here. And that is, in fact, the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog. And we are back with the Sports Block. Some technical difficulties on the screen here by the one and only Mr. First. And once again, there we go. Gonna be a run for the Jaguars. Feel obligated to point out now we are missing our regular Ustream person, a 15-year-old girl named Helen. Usually runs it. Today we have 24-year-old Mr. Benjamin First, 26. And yeah, not helping his case any. And he's not able to work a computer. 2nd and 2 for Athens. Looking to throw, scrambling, needs to get rid of it. Almost caught for the first down. We're going to go over to Nick Holliday for some stats from the first quarter.
So in the first quarter, we had around three drives. It's sort of tough to read from this. I will analyze it, and I will get back to you guys.
Thank you, Nick. Of course, our stats people writing in hieroglyphics, not helping our case any. 3rd and 2, Mustangs need to prevent the conversion. Going to be a handoff up the middle. He's going to have enough for the first and a gain of 2 or 3 yards after that.
Warren Messer on the tackle. That's Athens Drive, first down.
First and 10, ball on the 48. Athens put a receiver in motion. He's going to jet sweep around the right side. Tough to see. Looks like he got a gain of a yard or 2.
Tackled by Terrence White. 2nd down. 10.
And here's the snap. Going to hand it off once again. Going to be stuffed for a loss of 2 yards.
Tackled by King Kiaku. 3rd down.
Tackle was made by King Kiaku, and every game when King makes a tackle, Tyler and I like to point out King is in our sports marketing class. Good job, Bing.
And he hates that name too, so we will call him King from now on. Just to mess with him, we call him Bing.
3rd and 11, ball on the 47-yard line. Here's the snap, got to throw, screen over to number 29. Mustangs had a tackle, instead he's going to run it up the sideline for a first down and a gain of about 10 yards after. And I believe that's going to be a flag on Middle Creek for maybe a late hit after the receiver was out of bounds.
Yeah, that's one of those penalties. That's just, you just got to be disciplined there and just know that when he's going out of bounds, you can't hit him like that. So that will cost the Mustangs 15 yards.
Personal foul on the Mustangs.
So it will, in fact, be a personal foul against the Mustangs. I'll tell you what, the closest way to a man's heart at this point is probably hot chocolate. Feel free to bring any up to the booth here at Mustang Stadium. I'm waiting. Ball's going to be spotted at the 17-yard line.
This is the Jaguars' first trip into the red zone, and let's see how the Mustangs' red zone defense will see what they will do.
Here's a snap, fakes the handoff, throw over to the right side. It's going to be a screen, and he's going to be tackled for no gain.
King Jaguar on the tackle. Second down.
2nd and 10 for the Jaguars. Best thing the Mustangs can do here is prevent Athens from scoring and make them kick the field goal. They're going to run it up the middle, gain of 3 or 4 yards. Of course, we could have what happened against Holly Springs and have their center snap it 20 yards in the opposite direction.
Yeah, that was a baddie on Holly
Yeah,
Springs there. They had a couple of those throughout the game, if I recall correctly.
They had 2 or 3 that really kind of maimed their offense. Most of them were in Mustang territory, even the red zone.
Yeah, and I believe those were on prevalent drives too, where they were within the red zone, and that knocked them out to around the 40, 45-yard line occasionally.
So 3rd and 6. 14 yards for the score, 6 for the first down. He's going to be tackled short of both. And that begs the question, they're going to go for it, they're going to kick for the field goal. And right now the indication is they're going to go for it. Ball spotted on the 11-yard line.
Brings up a 4th down.
And no, in fact, the field goal unit will come on.
We haven't seen a block kick so far in the past 2 games, which is a very, very rare thing to see from the Mustangs, or not to see from the Mustangs. So we'll see if they can get the first block punt in 2 games. And the
it's a fake. Number 1 looking to throw the ball into the end zone. He's got a wide open receiver. And it will be called a touchdown, a beautifully executed play by Athens. I don't think anyone saw that one coming. A nice throw by number 1, and that's going to put the Jaguars on the board, 6-14.
Got to give props to the Athens Drive coaching staff there for calling that play. That was completely just out there. I mean, none of the Mustangs figured that they would be trying the fake field goal. So that was a good call by the Athens Drive.
Yeah, we haven't seen a lot of that this year, so we weren't really expecting that.
And the extra point is good. That's going to make the score Athens Drive 7, Middle Creek Mustangs 14. 7 minutes and 17 seconds left here in this second quarter.
So we have a little word from our sponsor, Hendrick Auto Mall. Hendrick Carey Auto Mall proudly sponsors the Mustangs. Come check out the Triangle's largest inventory of new Chevrolet, Dodge, Buick, GMC, Cadillac, Kia, Fiat, and over 5,000 pre-owned vehicles all online at www.careyautomall.com. We are conveniently located anywhere in the Triangle.
How crazy would it be if Athens Drive tried an onside kick?
Yeah, and then not the ceremony itself, but the people that are coming. So anyone get down to the field.
And here comes the kick, not an onside kick. That one's going to be drilled at about the 3-yard line. He's going to try and make something out of nothing. And he's got a wide open hole. And he's going to make a cut, and he gets past the kicker. He's got 1 defender to beat. If he can beat him in the leg race, and he will, in fact, beat him in the leg race. That is Neon Keon Smith, and that is a kickoff return for the Mustangs. That is just absolutely crazy.
Correction again, the jerseys have been playing a major part in our wrongness here. That was Terrence White on the 97-yard kickoff return to give the Mustangs a 21-7 lead pending the extra point.
And I'm glad I don't have a class with Terrence White, because I'm sure if I did, I'd be getting an earful.
Absolutely.
I'm disappointed in myself at this point.
It's okay.
So we got Chris Huey on to attempt the extra point. Isaiah Herring holding.
And that was an early jump by Athens. Still going to be up and good by Huey. They will have to kick it again, actually, as the play was blown dead. So Mustangs pretty much slaughtered the momentum that Athens Drive had going for them on the fake field goal touchdown with a kickoff touchdown for kickoff return for a touchdown. The extra point is up and is good, make the score Mustangs 21, Athens Drive Jaguars 7.
Another word from Ruckus Pizza, Pasta, and Spirits. The Stampede Club would like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Ruckus Pizza, located in Cary's new Tryon Woods shopping center. Visit them online at ruckuspizza.com. Jersey Mike's of Cary also is a proud sponsor of the Mustangs. Over the years, Jersey Mike's has had a tradition of quality and commitment to making the best sub sandwich in the industry. Visit one of our 4 Jersey Mike's locations in Cary and try a fresh sliced or fresh grilled sandwich today.
Still waiting on that onside kick.
All right, well, calm down over here. You and Mr. First getting a little physical.
I was trying to get, we're both cold. I figured I'd give him the Mr. Miyagi.
All right.
And here comes the kick by Rubino. And an onside kick. And the Mustangs are going to recover.
There it is. There's that evaded onside kick. Coach Castellano is hidden from us for the first couple drives of the game. And
now I am hyped. I was waiting for that. There it was. And the Mustangs. It jumps right over the hands of the Athens Drive receiver. Mustangs going to take over in Athens Drive territory.
even after that onside or that kickoff return by Terrence White, the Mustangs still are continuing to slam it down their throats, and that onside kick really helped with that feat.
And here's the snap, a little screen over to Schuler. He's going to turn it up the middle of the field. Let's take a quick look over at that kickoff return by Terrence White. And just puts on the afterburners and outruns the Athens Drive special teamsman for the touchdown.
I believe that instant replay will come in really handy for us up here in the sports block, and for you viewers out there at home or wherever you are watching us, helps us to go back and analyze some of the plays and helps you to see the plays that you missed.
And there's going to be a false start called against the offense. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. And the Mustangs can really bury the hatchet here at the end of the first half. Should they score on this drive, I would put them up 28-7, assuming Athens Drive doesn't score again. Gristle has to get rid of the ball, dumps it off to Keon Smith. I'm sure of it this time. Flag on the play. He's going to gain about 8 yards before being tackled. There are 2 flags down on the field. We'll see what they are for.
I believe it might be a penalty against the offense. And indeed, it will be a block in the back against the Mustangs.
And refs having a little bit of discussion with the Athens Drive captains.
So we have another word from one of our sponsors, Crooked Creek Golf Club. The Mustangs would like to thank sponsor Crooked Creek Golf Club, the Mustangs' home for golf. Visit them online at playcrookedcreek.com. The Stampede Club would also like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Orthopedic Specialists of North Carolina, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs.
So second 11, I believe if the scoreboard is correct, it looks like a lot more than 11.
Looks like it'll be 2nd and 17 for the Mustangs on their own 49-yard line.
And they're going to run the ball here. He's got a hole. He can definitely make up for some of this yardage. He's not going to be tackled till around the 36-yard line. So they only need about 5 more yards here for the first down.
Stewart Fine on the carry. So it looks like it might be a 3rd and 3, which is a lot better field position than the 2nd and 17 we had.
And here's a snap, looking to throw over the sideline, too low by Gristle, and Mustang's going to be forced to punt. I'd like to give a shout out to Priscilla Mesa and Chase McConaughey here. They're in charge of homecoming week. They've really put in quite a lot of effort and really making this thing go around really for the Mustangs. They're up here in the booth with us, so I figured I'd give them a shout out. Chase's mother also fed me every Wednesday last year, so that's a big plus. Her mom's known as Mrs. Chase's mom for those parties concerned.
Oh,
4th and 3, the Mustangs going to go for it. And it's going to be tipped and intercepted by the Athens Drive Jaguars. And he's just going to carry some Mustangs all the way to the 35-yard line. That is a huge play for Athens. That is not what the Mustangs wanted when going for it on 4th down.
Looks like the Mustangs coaching staff saw something that they did not like there from Athens Drive. I'm not quite sure what that was, though. Did you guys see anything?
Didn't see anything out of the
Not at all.
ordinary. Person directly in front of our ambient microphone seems to agree with the Mustang coaches as well. He's given an earful. So ball on the 35-yard line for Athens. They're going to pass it here, a little screen over to the right side. And it's a what? It's going to throw it, and that's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Wow. Did not. That looked like a forward pass by Athens Drive. It really did.
Athens is full of trickery tonight, aren't they?
Yeah, it seems like most of their passes tonight, what few of them they have had that have been screen passes. And that one did, from up here in the booth, look like it was.
And the ref's going to throw a flag at one of the Middle Creek coaches. I imagine this might be an unsportsmanlike conduct. We'll see.
It looks like it's on Coach Castellano. Could be wrong, though.
And, yeah.
I believe he's agreeing with everyone up here in the stands and in the booth that was a forward pass. And I agree with Coach Castellano. That was a forward pass.
And the referee making a swimming motion.
Unsportsmanlike conduct against Middle Creek. So that'll be, I believe, 15 yards.
Castellano not afraid to speak his mind. Neither are the Mustang fans. Unfortunately, we do not have a replay of that particular play. Would have been nice. So ball on the 9-yard line for Athens Drive. And we went from Mustangs being able to bury the hatchet by going up 28-7 to the Athens Drive Jaguars potentially being right back in it at 21-14 should they score here.
Second by Warren Messer. Second and goal for Athens Drive.
And pass play over to the right side. Makes a cut. Another cut. Not going to get anywhere, though.
Hopefully Middle Creek's D can contain them here, and they will only have to go for a field goal.
3rd and 8, ball on the 9-yard line.
Creek Racers are getting loud, cheering on for the Mustangs defense.
And looking to pass into the end zone. Almost intercepted by the Mustangs. Athens Drive going to be forced to maybe kick a field goal. They'll probably line up in field goal formation. We'll see if they go for it.
That was Brendan Weinberg there on the deflection. Looks like he got a hand on, almost intercepted that. That would have been a big play for the Mustangs and a big momentum shifter for Athens Drive also.
All right, so they are, in fact, going for it. They're feeling lucky. And here's the snap, looking to pass under pressure, and that's going to be intercepted by the Mustangs and a flag on the field.
Uh-oh. That could be potential trouble for the Mustangs if it's against them.
I don't like trouble.
In Spanish, est no bueno. Don't know if that's grammatically correct. In fact, I don't know what I just said, but that is not good. We'll see what the call is. Pass interference on the Mustangs.
You can hear the fans disagreeing with that call. And again, I personally disagree with it. Looked like it was the contact was within the 5 yards that is allowed. But that anyway, that will bring up a first down for Athens Drive.
Is it? I don't think they've signaled for. I think it's still 4th, to be honest. And they're going to hand the ball off to number 5, cut up the middle, and he's going to be pushed in for the touchdown. That's going to make the score Athens Drive 13, Mustangs 21. And just like that, the Jaguars are back in the game. And you were correct, the scoreboard just changed. The guy on the field who manages what down it is did not change his down. Confusion on my end. Kick is up, and it's good. So 14-21 is the score. Your Mustangs are leading still. That lead is being narrowed.
Isaiah, I want you to tell Jaggers to lightly tap.
So again, we would like to have a word from our sponsors here. The Stampede Club would like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs. The Stampede Club would also like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Releve Dancewear, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs.
And we're going to go down to Madison Jaguars for a sideline report.
It's Middle Creek's homecoming, and we are taking the lead 21-3. Middle Creek has been able to recover an onside kick and 2 fumbles. However, coach is upset with the defense and says he knows that we can do better. Middle Creek has also thrown for 2 interceptions tonight. Number 19, Curtis Burson, is back for his first game of the season after suffering a foot injury that has kept him out. This is Madison Jaguars, back to you.
Thanks, Madison, and a good sideline report. That's going to bring up the kickoff for Athens Drive. And a huge plot twist would be if Athens Drive went for the onside kick. Honestly, there should be a rule change that the only kick you can attempt is an onside kick. That'd make things interesting.
Well, for the Mustangs, that's what it seems like, because they attempt they've attempted a couple onside kicks.
And it is an onside kick, and the Mustangs are going to recover. There is a flag on the play.
Looks like it'll be offsides against the Jaguars. So they'll be backed up another 5 yards and have to reattempt the kick, which I believe the element of surprise is now gone, so they will just kick it deep.
Well said, Tyler.
Or so you would like to think. There's a plot twist to the plot twist. They go for it again.
That would be a major plot twist.
Definitely. About 3 minutes and 51 seconds left here in the first half. Athens Drive kick is another onside, well, more of a squib kick. And that's going to be recovered by the Mustangs at around the 35-yard line. Do you think that was set up to be tough to tell?
I think that was just more of a squib kick there.
Because Terrence White did, in fact, run that one for a touchdown. I imagine they would not want that to happen again.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think that one play will be a major factor in their kicking game tonight on their kickoffs. They'll want to keep it away from Terrence because they don't want that happening twice in one game.
But see, that kickoff, I didn't feel like it was all Terrence. I mean, he had a huge hole. You know, it wasn't like he juked off 3 guys. It was just a lapse in, I guess, coverage by the Athens Drive special teams. Not to take anything away from Terrence, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's just that, like you said, and it was a broken coverage by the Jaguars. But you also got to give props to the Mustangs kick return team for putting up the blocks and setting up that run for Terrence.
And Drake on the carry going to be tackled for a loss. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Mustangs need to convert.
We have a quick SWAC score update. In the second quarter, Green Hope is up on Holly Springs 21-10.
Green Hope has really bounced back these past couple years. I believe they were 0-56, I believe, for a couple years. But these past couple years, they've come back and
Gristle intercepted once more, and that is not good for the Mustangs. Going to run that one to about the 50-yard line. And
that was not what the doctor ordered there for the Mustangs.
Took the words right out of my mouth, and Jaguars, just like that, now have an opportunity to tie this game up should they score on this drive. However, there are 2 minutes and 48 seconds left here in the half. They will have to be relatively quick.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the Jaguars from the 50.
Here's a snap, looking to throw over the middle. Almost intercepted by the Mustangs. That one's going to cost him. He's going to be tackled a little bit short of the 20-yard line. And that was a go big or go home play for the Mustangs. Almost had the interception. That resulted in a pretty much wide open receiver after the catch, and he runs it all the way to the 20-yard line.
And that player, just to point out his name, very interesting. His name is Otumas Paimenu, and I'm sure I butchered that name, but interesting name.
And food for thought by Nick Holliday. That one's going to be run out of bounds for a gain of about 11-yard lines and the 1st down.
But there is a flag back around the 20-yard line. Looks like Brendan Weinberg was being held by a white jersey. So we will see what the call is from the referee.
Tyler, has some laundry on the field?
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll save that one for the second half.
That's second half, Nick. You only bring out the laundry on the field in the second half.
Not classic.
I wasn't informed on that. It was a buzzkill.
That was a buzzkill.
Sorry.
We'll have to discuss the semantics during halftime and before the game so we can keep this stuff clean. And
I'm actually 95% sure that none of the viewers know what we're talking about ever. Maybe they understand what we're talking about in terms of football, but as far as everything else goes, I'd imagine most people are lost.
Well, we at the Sports Block try to make it as easy for you viewers out there listening to us as we can, so we try to explain everything to the best of our ability.
And on that note, Athens Drive Jaguars need 5 yards for the score. I imagine they're going to try and punch it in here. They got 3 tries before bringing up 4th. And they will hand it off to number 5. He's going to be tackled short.
Looked like it was the same play that got them the touchdown the last drive. Last time they were inside the 10-yard line. But this time the Mustangs defense prevailed and stopped him at around the 4-yard line.
And the Creek Crazy's making some noise here. And here's a handoff once again. Tries to cut, and he's going to be tripped up. And that's going to bring up 3rd down.
Looked like they tried the same play again, but that was another, that looked like a Mark Sanchez play without the fumble. Looked like he ran into the backside of his own player.
3rd and goal.
Don't know about that. It looked like he just might have gotten tripped up.
It looked to me like he ran in the back of him.
2 against 1. Will, you're outnumbered again. Keep your mouth shut.
Wow. Just remember who's been doing this longer. And there's laundry all over the field.
Second half.
There are flags all over the field. Castellano's waving like a duck. I imagine that's a good thing.
That'll back him up another couple yards. Be 3rd and 8 from the 8-yard line.
I keep getting these dirty looks from Miss Trevino. Forever and always. So that's going to be spotted at the 8-yard line. 3rd down. Here's the snap. He's under pressure, and he gets sacked. He's going to be down all the way at the 10-yard line.
That was sacked by King Kiyaku, who is, as we said earlier, in mine and Nick's sports marketing class. Go Bing.
Might be milking that one a little bit too much, guys.
We always have to mention King.
All right, so 4th and 11 here for the Jaguars. We're going to see if they're going to go for the field goal, go for the fake field goal pass. We'll see.
Well, as the clock winds down under 5 seconds, they'll call a timeout, and I believe that will bring out the field goal unit for the Jaguars as they try to put some points on the board and shorten the Mustangs' lead and make it 21-17.
And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back for the last play of the first half.
He one block,
Oh!
and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
And we are back with the Sports Block. Keep in mind, at halftime, we will be covering the homecoming announcements, the kings, queen, princesses, jacks, the 10 of diamonds, I don't know. So, still, both teams still huddling over what they want to do. Seems like a pretty obvious decision, to me at least, to just go for the field goal, be safe about it.
Well, looking back to the Panther Greek game, this was basically the same situation the Mustangs were in. So we'll see if the Mustangs try to ice the kicker like Panther Creek tried to.
Are they kicking it? I don't think they are.
No, they are actually going for it, which is a very surprising call based on the time management standpoint.
And they put their back in motion down as a receiver, so 4 receivers lined up on the right. They're going to dump it off, and I don't think he's going to get it. He's going to have to get around a lot of Mustangs. And he is, wow, thankful for the Mustangs, out of bounds just short of the touchdown. And that's going to be the end of the second quarter and the first half. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We will have the homecoming stuff as we mentioned. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Block.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
2013 Homecoming King and Queen. Tonight we are here to announce the results. We will announce each member of the court one nominee at a time. Each nominee will be escorted by another nominee from his/her grade. Our freshman homecoming candidates are Madison Bagwell and Luke Stillwell. Madison is a member of the varsity cheerleading team and a member of the LBX club. Luke is the freshman class president, a member of Key Club, the MCHS roller hockey team, and a member of the Creek Crazies. Next, we have Sam Caputo and Robbie Frangello. Sam is a member of Key Club and the Creek Crazies. Robbie is the freshman class vice president and is on the JV football team. Next, we have Chesney Hinton with senior Chris Huey. Chesney is the freshman class projects director, the football manager, and a member of Key Club. Chris is a member of the Teen Court Club, National Achiever Society, National Honor Society, and plays varsity football. For our sophomore candidates, we have Aubrey Kinnear and Harrison Martin. Aubrey is a member of the MCHS Choral Council, Key Club, and Miracle League. Harrison is a sophomore class secretary, the choral librarian, and is on the JV cross-country team. Next, we have Emily Hammond and Camden Harrison. Emily is on the MCHS soccer and golf team. Camden is a member of the Creek Crazies. Next, we have Molly Carmichael and Caleb Woody. Molly is a member of the MCHS soccer team. Caleb is a member of the varsity football team, Student Government Association, Key Club, and Lead by Example Club. For our junior class candidates, we have Janae Tyson and Chris Outen. Janae is the president of Gospel Choir, a member of National Achiever Society, Choral Council, and Music Honor Society. Chris is the MCHS student body vice president, a member of Miracle League, and plays on the varsity football team. Next, we have Joanna Van Boven and Zach Rittberger. Joanna is the vice president of Music Honor Society, a member of National Achiever Society, and on Choral Council. Zach is the vice president of Future Business Leaders of America, a member of Spanish Honor Society, Math Honor Society, Key Club, and is part of the cross-country and tennis team. Next, we have Kelsey Carr and Nathan Woodward. Kelsey plays on the MCHS softball team. Nathan is a member of the Student Government Association, Math Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and plays on the varsity football team. And for our senior homecoming candidates, we have Madeline Chambers and Timmy Sasser. Madeline is a student body secretary, a member of Spanish Honor Society, a member of Math Honor Society, National Honor Society, Key Club, and Miracle Club. Tim is a member of National Honor Society, Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and plays varsity football and lacrosse. Next, we have Vania Russell and Deron Morgan. Vania is a member of the MCHS track and field team. Deron is a member of Future Business Leaders of America, Gospel Choir, and Environmental Club. Next, we have Trinity Hill and Fred Irafimi. Trinity is a member of National Achiever Society, Gospel Choir, Newspaper, and Key Club. Fred is a member of the varsity basketball team. Let's give it up for our 2013 homecoming court. And now for the winners of the MCHS Homecoming 2013 court. Your 2013 freshman prince is Robbie Frangello. Your 2014 freshman class homecoming princess is Madison Bagwell. Thank you, winners. Your sophomore class 2013 homecoming prince is Caleb Woody. Your 2013 sophomore homecoming princess is Molly Carmichael. Thank you, winners. Your 2013 junior class prince is Zach Rittberger. Your 2013 junior class princess is Janae Tyson. Thank you, winners. Now we have Justice White and Quentin Ray, last year's homecoming king and queen, to crown our new 2013 homecoming king and queen. Your 2013 homecoming king is Timmy Sasser. Your 2014 senior class homecoming queen is Madeline Chambers.
She's been keeping this secret, what, 2 days?
It's out now.
No, I actually just found out 20 minutes ago. Oh, okay.
There we go. Yeah, I'm going to take you in a second.
I'm just happy. Evan said it was more important to go out to lunch than vote. Evan said it was more important to vote.
Congratulations to our winners. Let's give one more round of applause to this year's court. Thank you for allowing us the time to honor our Middle Creek High School homecoming court. Enjoy the rest of your game.
I don't know. I don't even know when Halloween. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
One block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
One block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
One block, and he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone. You're watching the Sports Blog.
one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two.
up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block, and he drugs them all, and he makes another two. And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
And we are back with the Sports Block. Is the beginning of the second half. Hope you are warm at home. Still pretty cold here at Mustang Stadium. Mustangs lead 21-14. They will be receiving the ball on this kickoff.
Garrett on the kick for the Jaguars.
Of course, don't forget to download the Sports Block mobile app in case you are not home. And here comes the kick, and another squib kick to kind of prevent the Mustang return offense. That's going to be down at around the 32-yard line.
Isaiah Hurry recovers the kickoff. First and 10 Mustangs.
It'll be interesting to see how Gristle has adapted at halftime. He has thrown, I believe, 2 interceptions so far this game.
Yeah, we'll see how the offense responds. after that squib kick there that almost got away from Isaiah Herring.
And almost had enough moves to maybe make something out of nothing, but tackled from behind. And that's going to only be a gain of about 6-7 yards.
Hopefully the Mustangs offense in the second half can continue where they left off with the Holly Springs game last week. They really came out sharp in the second half and really changed the whole game plan that they have since.
And there is some laundry on the field. Running back did have enough for the first. We'll see what it's about.
Alexander with a tackle flag on the play.
Looks like the refs are discussing what the call will be on the field.
Illegal substitution on the Jaguars.
2nd and 3 here for the Mustangs. And it is the official temperature in Apex right here is 37 degrees. That's freezing, which is actually warmer than colder than Boston, Chicago, and New York, which is a little bit surprising that according to our iPhone app. Tyler's iPhone app.
Thank you. And according to some sources, I believe App State got some snow flurries either yesterday or today. So winter is really creeping in here on the good old southern state of North Carolina. So we will look for it to continue to get colder, which I wish it would not, but I guess it is inevitable.
I think the solution here is to move to Florida. I'll see you boys down south in a couple of months. 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Here's the handoff up the middle, makes a cut, and that's going to be a gain of about 5 yards.
So far, the Mustangs have come out really sharp in the second half and actually really moving the ball very, very well, picking up right where they left off in the first half. So if they can continue this, I'm very, very confident that they will. Thank you. That they will continue to score points.
And here's the handoff. I believe that will be enough for the first down. That was Stuart Fine on the carry.
Our offense is certainly moving the ball down the field right now, and that's showing that we have great momentum coming from the first half, and there's some movement on the line.
That's going to be encroachment on the defense, no doubt. And, of course, a trend that the Mustangs seem to have snapped last game, but something to look out for. They have not been known as a second-half football team. So far, it looks like they're doing pretty good. We'll see how this pans out through the rest of the game.
And that's especially evident on the offensive side of the ball.
And here's the handoff up the middle.
Stuart Fine up the middle.
Going to be short of the first. That'll bring up 2nd and 1 or 2 yards. And here's a run around the sideline. He's got some room to run past the defender, but he's going to be tackled just a yard short of a touchdown. A nice run by Stuart Fine.
Stuart Fine has really stepped up in the absence of Elijah Perry, who was injured last game with, I believe, a broken wrist. So he's going to continue to play a major part in this Mustangs run game. And so far, he looks like he's filled that role very, very well, and he's done an exceptional job so far.
I believe that one's going to be stuffed for a loss of a yard. That one was Josh Drake. They two running backs are splitting time. Seems that they're getting about equal amounts of carries, or so it seems. I don't have statistics on that. And movement looked like the defense there pointing at the offense. See what the call is.
Looks like it was offsides against Athens. So, again, those mistakes are piling up like they did in the first quarter. I believe they had
Two fumbles recovered by the Mustangs and an interception.
Yeah, and they had that on the opening kickoff. They had that I believe it was a block in the back, or it was actually a face mask on the offense.
And that one's going nowhere. Going to bring up third down.
It'll be interesting what Coach Bordeaux and the offensive staff calls here on this third down and goal. The run game has really worked for them so far, so we'll see what they decide to call. Looks like it'll be a pass.
And wide open is that Mustang receiver in the end zone. And that's going to put the Mustangs up 27-14 here to begin this third quarter. I'm not going to even try and guess who the receiver is anymore. I really just cannot tell.
No, it's just one of those things. We call them by the receiver or the position of the player.
And Huey's on for the point after attempt. Kick is up. And it's good. So that's going to put the Mustangs up 28-14. They're doubling Athens' score in this third quarter.
And that point after actually hit the camera that the football team uses for their tape for their post-game film, and so that'll be a nice surprise for the fellows watching tape on Mondays.
The fellows.
Another one of my sayings.
Yeah, let's keep that one as one of your sayings.
We'll keep that one in the toolbox. We'll bring that one out later.
Hopefully
Maybe never.
Not. Hopefully not.
Maybe never.
I'm hoping for an onside kick. Hoping for one. Don't think the Jaguars are, but I'm hoping for an onside kick.
I wouldn't put it past Coach Castellano. He's just scored, and they're thinking they're going to get the ball back, but and hopefully do the same. But we'll see if Castellano, what he decides to do.
And here comes the kick, and it's a line drive kick into about the 2-yard line. And he's going to try and run this one back, going to cut right into Mustang defender's tackle a little bit short of the 20-yard line.
So far this game, Michael Rubino has done a great job of pinning the Jaguars deep in their own territory and forcing them to put together those long strings of drives to help add the...
Not to mention Rubino's ability to place his onside kicks.
157-69, your winner.
And a high snap. And the Mustangs are going to recover into the end zone for a touchdown. There is a flag on the field. We'll see what it's for. The official ruling is a touchdown. We'll see what the laundry means. Classic.
That was exactly what the Mustangs wanted right there, was that bad snap by the Jaguars. And I believe the Holly Springs game had the same effect, where they were putting together, or they were hoping to put together a good drive, and then they just snapped it over the head of their other quarterback, and that caused the Mustangs to be able to recover. And
Thomas Hartshorn on that fumble recovery for the touchdown. Mark that 3 fumble recoveries by Thomas Hartshorn on the day. Just an absolute monster of a game he's having on the defense. That's going to make the score 34-14, going to be 35 pending the extra point. And I'd imagine if you're the Jaguar student section, you're feeling pretty down right now. Huey on once again for the extra point. Mustangs have not had to kick a field goal so far this game. Kick is up, and it's bueno.
You know, honestly, guys, I thought that that Athens would come out with their momentum and their trickery, as I might say, when they were going into halftime, as they were only a touchdown behind us. But it doesn't seem like that anymore.
Definitely. You'd imagine with such a large amount of time, they might try to cook up some I guess, tricky plays, some trick plays on offense and maybe even kicking. But I don't know if they had any and they just weren't able to use them. But certainly the scoreboard is not in their favor right now.
Yeah, if there was going to be any time that they needed to bring those out, I believe now being down 2 touchdowns would be the time that they need, or 3 touchdowns, excuse me, would be the time for them to actually bring out those trick plays and show them to the Mustang family. I'd just like to give a quick shout out to the one and only law and justice teacher, Miss King Jones. Thank you for watching us tonight, and thank you for correcting me. Earlier in the game, I had said Rasheem Eaton was in mine and Nick's sports marketing class, but in fact, he is in my law and justice class. So thank you, Miss King. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Oh, I love Miss King. Hi, Miss King.
I haven't had Miss King.
She's a great teacher. Great teacher.
And here's the kick by Rubino. Line drive. Fielded at the 1-yard line. Nice kick. And going nowhere is that Athens receiver. I'm sorry, kickoff return.
Looks like forward progress. They'll spot it at the 14-yard line. So again, the Jaguars will start deep in their own territory, and hopefully again we can get another bad snap and continue to put the pressure on their offense and defense.
I'll tell you what, I had Miss King for civics and economics, and ever since I took her class, I just feel more civically inclined to help my community. Really a huge influence on my character. Here's a throw over and trips up a Mustang. He's going to pick back up and make the tackle. Nice save there.
4th on the carry. Jacob Pearl on the tackle.
So that little screen will go for about 4 yards and bring up 2nd and 6 for the Jags, hoping to get a drive started here to cut this deficit by a touchdown. So we had a screen to the right side, picked up about 4 yards on the reception, so that'll bring up 3rd and 2.
3rd and 1, just in case, got to correct you.
A short 2 or a long 1 yard, either one.
Depends on what angle you look at it from, I guess.
Let's just stop him.
I agree.
Here's the snap. Bad snap once again through the hands. And going to be picked up once again by the Mustangs. Wow.
And who called that? Who called that? Let me hear it. Who called it?
Wow is all I have to say.
Who called it? I believe I called that.
All right, Tyler.
Thank you.
That is not what Athens needed whatsoever. That one recovered by Brendan Weinberg this time.
Which that may be a surprise. But I will say Thomas Hartshorn was right there along with Brendan. It was either Brendan Weinberg getting the fumble recovery or Thomas Hartshorn. So good hustle and hopefully set up the touchdown for the Mustangs.
Here's Gristle on the pass up to going to be pass interference, I believe, by the Athens Drive.
There has been a plethora of flags tonight, guys.
Plethora of laundry. We're going to go take a look at the last fumble recovery by the Mustangs. And that is a nice effort of hustling and beating out the quarterback to pick up the ball.
So after the penalty, that'll bring up 1st and goal for the Mustangs.
And Gristle looking to pass again. Wide open is Jay Schuler in the end zone. And this one's getting out of hands for the Jaguars.
Looks like the Mustangs have, in fact, continued from where they left off against Holly Springs, coming out really, really strong in the first, 5 minutes and 5 seconds of this second half. If they continue this route up, they will. It might turn even uglier for the Jaguars.
And on comes Chris Huey for the extra point attempt. There's a story recently in the news, and I'm not saying it's completely relevant to the game at hand, of the high school team winning 92-0 and the coach being accused of bullying. What do you guys think of that?
Well, Will, I saw that on First Take. Stephen A. and Skip Bayless were talking about that, and Skip said going into halftime that the coach was like, let's just every punt we're gonna fair catch. We're just gonna run the ball for minimal yardage, and we're gonna just put in our second and third string. But after halftime, those second and third string players were like, Coach, we worked so hard to come here and play, and we could be first stringers on the other team, so they just scored more touchdowns. I don't necessarily think it's bullying. I just think it was just a beatdown.
I actually did not see that. So the second and third string players actually did come in and play?
Yeah, after the first half, because the first half was just all first stringers.
Well, in that case, I don't think it's bullying because, I mean, you've done everything you can. You're not passing the ball. I mean, there's just got to be a point where, I mean, you can't just stop playing football. You've got to continue playing. And so in that case, there's absolutely no doubt that is fair play, and there was nothing wrong with that.
Then again, it was 92-0. I'll just remind you of that. I don't think it was necessarily bullying. Maybe unsportsmanlike. I don't think you can really accuse the opposing coach of bullying. And here's the kickoff by Rubino. That one's going to be a line drive. Once again, fielded at the 2-yard line. Going to have to run this one back. Trying to make some moves. Nothing's happening, really. Ball's going to be spotted at around the 20-yard line.
Just want to point out some SWAC football updates. It's not a score update, but the Holly Springs starting quarterback, he has just been put in an ambulance. They're saying that he has had a Theismann injury, a Joe Theismann injury. If any of you have seen that play, so we'll just be thinking about him throughout the night.
That's definitely scary. That's no laughing matter. And fake the handoff, and I think the quarterback still has the ball going nowhere nonetheless. And we talked about the quarterback for
Greenhope. And
Tutwiler.
Yeah, Chris Tutwiler, he actually had one of the same injuries. He actually did have the same injury as Joe Theismann, which was a broken leg and a torn ACL and a bunch of other ligaments, a bunch of other CLs, and just all these different broken bones. And so it's just one of those things that it's a freak accident, and we like to keep everyone in our prayers for that.
And that tackle made by King Kiaku, I'll point that one out for our viewers, for you guys. 3rd and 11 is the play. 3rd and 16 is the play for Athens Drive Jaguars. They need 16 yards to convert. They're on their own 14-yard line. And got a guy open over the middle, number 5. He tried to one-hand catch it. I think he could have got both hands on the ball and reeled that one in. Nonetheless, incomplete pass. They will be forced to punt here.
So the Mustangs defense does stop them on that 3rd down, and that's really been a trend throughout this game. The Jaguars have been out to punt the ball multiple times, and that's really played a big part in their little success.
Not able to block it, but the next closest thing is a bad punt. That one's going to take a Jaguar bounce, going to be down at around the 37-yard line.
It's all right. We'll work on the spotting later.
It's gotten improved.
It has, but we still got to work on that. We'll get through it. We'll have our little annual session after tonight's game.
Our powwow, our sports block powwow. And here's a snap to Gristle, looking to pass under pressure, and he's a scramble, and he's going to be sacked. That is a loss of lot of yards. I'd say about 10.
Yeah, Brant just had nowhere to go. Best thing he could have done there was get rid of it, but instead he went down, and the Mustangs will have a long second down.
2nd and 18 is the official ruling.
2nd and 18.
Here's the snap. Looking to pass once again. Throws it up over the middle of the field. He's got Bernston, and that's going to be caught and run into the end zone for a touchdown. A beautiful pass and catch by Gristle and Bernston. That's Bernston's first successful completion on the year, and that's going to be his first touchdown of the year. And though it didn't come at a pivotal point, certainly a big moment for Curtis coming off that injury.
Yeah, that's a huge confidence booster for Curtis. After that drop pass in the first half, Curtis was really down on himself. He felt bad, but that really will help to bring up his confidence, and that is a great sign for us Mustang fans here as we look to see Curtis continue to be a major part in this offense.
And Chris Huey on for the extra point once again. Mustangs have 7 touchdowns so far this game. And that's good, so that's going to make the score 49 Mustangs, 14 Jaguars.
And we'll go to Nick Holliday here with a couple words from our sponsors. Nick?
The Stampede Club would like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Hibachi Express, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs. Daily $5 lunch specials for students, and for all catering orders, 10% off is returned to the Stampede Club or the team of your choice.
If you guys want pictures from tonight's game, contact Scott at scottkinserphotography@gmail.com. And that's scottkinserphotography@gmail.com. He's taking pictures of all this great action tonight.
The Stampede Club would also like to thank our thoroughbred sponsor, Barefoot & Associates Landscape Services, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs.
We got another ticket pull for the 50-50 raffle since we had no response last time. The new winning number is...
The Stampede Club would also like to thank our sponsor, the Triangle Orthopedics, for supporting the Middle Creek Mustangs. Visit their new location in Apex or check them out on the web at triangleortho.com.
And Rubino on to kick it off once more. I don't imagine we'd be seeing any more onside kicks, though. With Castellano, you really don't know.
Yeah, I think Castellano will refrain from using the onside kick right now unless this game just takes a turn for the worse for the Mustangs and it gets even closer.
And this kick, just beautiful kicks by Rubino, placing them perfectly at the 1, 2, 3 yard line. That one was fielded at the 1. He's going to be not brought down until about the 25-yard line. Perhaps the best field position that Athens Drive has had off a kickoff. Probably all game they had the one interception where they started at around the 30 or 35, but this is one of the best they've had off any kickoff so far.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's due to a great part by the Mustangs kick team, really getting down there, filling their lanes, and really forcing them to not be able to go anywhere.
And another bad snap. What the heck? The Mustangs going to recover in the end zone, fumbled again, and a touchdown for the Mustangs.
Wow.
I am not believing what I am seeing. This is absolute madness.
How many bad snaps
that's
is that?
3.
Is that three bad snaps, and that's 3 touchdowns?
Recovered, yes.
3 touchdowns also. Wow.
They're not necessarily playing bad. It's just that their snaps and it's just looking bad.
It's getting there. Now there's nothing really good you can say that comes out of that. That's just not being mentally there. That's just a mental mistake.
So 55-14 is the score. It'll be 56 pending Huey's extra point attempt. Keep in mind there are still 4 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the third quarter, plus the entirety of the fourth quarter. I imagine some second, third, maybe practice squad players might be making an appearance. Does Middle Creek does high school have practice squads?
No, they've just everybody. If you make the team, everybody dresses out. So we'll look to see some of those players that don't really get a chance to play in the actual games. We'll look to see them come out throughout the end of this third quarter and into the fourth.
And we're gonna take a look at the last fumble recovery on instant replay. It'll probably look pretty similar to the last few. That one off a little bit high off the tip of his hand is going to be picked up by the Mustangs into the end zone. Then there's the fumble and picked up once again by the Mustangs for the touchdown. Rubino on to kick once again.
Rubino on the kick.
Not much more you can really say about this game. The scoreboard pretty much speaks for itself. And on that note, we're done. I'm just kidding. I wish. It's freezing.
It'd be really good to go home, get in the bed, which is nice and cozy and warm.
I like to think so. Kick fielded about the 15, ran up to about the 26, 27-yard line. Got to give a shout out to our camera people, both on the field and on the roof. We got a heater in here, and it's still freezing. I can only imagine what it's like upstairs on the roof with some wind blowing on you. So big shout out to those people. And on the field as well, it's no hot tub party down there either. And now the cheerleaders do a backflip for every point we have on the board. And that one's going to be caught by number 1. We have 56 points on the board, and I'm awaiting them to finish their 56 backflips.
I think it might take a couple minutes for that. And I'm sure they're getting tired right now as they're on number 30.
We got another 26 backflips to go. Wish we had a shot at this right now. It's nothing short of dizzying, really.
I wonder if the school in Texas that's put up 92 points how to do that.
That would be rough. And here's the handoff to the running back. Jukes the defender. It's going to be tackled for a gain of a yard, if any. And the cheerleaders are done with their backflips. And we're going to go down to Madison Jaguars for a sideline report.
Homecoming court was announced and the Queen and King were crowned. At the start of the third quarter, Athens threw an interception, and ever since then, Mustang has been able to score 4 consecutive touchdowns. This is Madison Jaguars, back to you.
Thanks, Madison. And I actually missed who got announced King and Queen. I was busy buying Jason Schmidt a Mountain Dew and Melanie Jarvis a hot chocolate. Does anybody know who got crowned King and Queen?
Timmy Sasser for the seniors was crowned Homecoming King, and I believe Madeline Chambers was crowned Homecoming Queen. So congratulations to those two and all of the other Homecoming Court members.
I'm good friends with both Timmy and Madeline. That is good to hear. I imagine they're having a pretty good time at this game as well, watching their Mustangs stampede right over these Jaguars. And QB looking to pass under pressure, scrambling, going to be tackled well short of the first down. Now, in nature, I imagine a Jaguar is above the Mustang on the food chain. Roles have been reversed here in this football game.
Absolutely. The Mustangs have literally been, well, not literally, they've been eating the Jaguars all night, especially on the line and in the penalty game also, because Mustangs have had fewer penalties with less yardage than the Jaguars. So the penalties have really played a major part in the Jaguars' demise so far in this game.
And I have to imagine at this point the Mustangs are just going to kind of run the ball, waste some clock. They still have a long ways to go before this game is over. And there is a delayed game penalty going to be called on the Mustangs, I imagine, unless the play clock is incorrect.
You mean the Jaguars?
What did I say?
On the Mustangs.
I apologize.
That's okay.
Flag on the play, delay game against Athens Drive.
not how you make it into the sports broadcasting business.
You know what? It's all good. This is high school. We're just.
Are you gonna hire me, Nick?
Oh, if I did
you
that,
get your own
Absolutely not.
network? Okay,
Well,
thanks, Tyler.
I would hire both of you guys.
I appreciate
No
that.
interviews needed.
Here's the punt, almost blocked. Going to be out at around the Mustang 35-yard line.
All night, the Mustangs have been breathing right up the nose of that punter and still have not been able to get a fingertip on it to get a block there. But they've done a great job so far and given the Mustangs really good field position by putting that pressure on the punter.
First and 10, ball on the 35. Gristle handing it off, going nowhere. Middle Creek really doesn't have a backup quarterback to put in for situations like this. I believe our next quarterback in line would be Curtis Bernston. And following that, Jay Schuler, two of our best receivers. And I believe below them is the freshman quarterback for the JV team, who I don't know has quite made it to the varsity level.
Well, I do have to add something in there. Number 6 on the Mustangs is Hunter Grizel, Brand's little brother, and he is dressing tonight, so we may see him at quarterback. He is the JV's quarterback.
He is a freshman, though, correct?
He is a sophomore.
He is a sophomore. My bad.
It's all good. We all make mistakes. Just got to learn from them.
Thank you, Tyler.
A little life lesson for everybody right there.
Appreciate that. And Gristle handing off once again. That one's going to be run for first down for the Mustangs.
All right, I got a question. All right, Will, what is going on between you and Mr. First?
Me and First are just clowning around. We are just clowning around. A 26-year-old man and 17-year-old high school student just clowning around, having a good time.
Well, while you guys clown around, we have some score updates. Panther Creek is up 34-7 in the fourth quarter against Apex.
Sorry, I'm busy clowning around still. Continue. No?
That's the only score update I have right now. I'll be back, though.
Thanks, Nick. 2nd and 7 for the Mustangs. I'd like to see some crazy playbook plays. I want to see, like, fake punt passes on 3rd down.
I don't believe we're going to see that because since the Mustangs are up 56-14, I believe that one's going to stay in the bag.
Riddle me this, Tyler. In Madden, when you're up 56-14, I'm sorry. We're going to have to continue this discussion after the commercial break. That was the end of the 3rd quarter. When we come back, it'll be the 4th. Stay tuned. You're watching the Sports Blog.
He one block,
and
he just shrugs them off, and he makes another two.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.
And we are back with the Sports Block. Riddle me this, Tyler Scholler. If you are up 56-14 in Madden, isn't that typically when you bring out the ridiculous plays?
That is typically when I sub in all my backups who are, I guess their overall is 80 or below, and I start to run the ball or occasionally pass the ball.
All right, we play different Madden games, it appears. Nick, tell me you don't start doing fake punt passes on 1st down in Madden.
I don't do that. I usually play with the Cincinnati Bengals, and I put in Mike Nugent, my kicker, to replace Andy Dalton.
The quarterback, all right.
Yes.
Here's the handoff up the middle, and he's going to break away. And he just shrugs off the defender, not going to be tackled till around the 25-yard line. Sorry, the 27-yard line.
So, Nick, since you do play with the Bengals, I guess you are usually on the losing side of that score most of the time, right?
Nick, riddle me this. when one of your Bengals players is put on parole, do you usually have a sub for them?
Well, I'll answer both of those questions at the same time. Tyler, we are 5-2 and first in the AFC North, and have beaten the Patriots, Packers, and the Steelers. And Will, when Adam Pac-Man Jones gets arrested in the middle of a Wednesday afternoon in a Cincinnati place, I have to put in someone else. Yes.
Seems we all do, Nick. Seems we all do.
And the cheerleaders are throwing up goodies, but as usual, we have not gotten any. I don't believe we've ever gotten any up here in the sports block.
They have no arms.
Which is kind of depressing because we always look forward to the goodies in the student section, and we are deprived from them up here.
We do put in all the work and none of the benefits, Tyler.
Absolutely.
Except for, getting into the games for free, eating for free at Ruckus on Tuesdays.
I did not know that. See, I will have to start doing the coaches show on Tuesdays then.
You're not invited.
So is
You're
there like
not invited.
Is there a price limit that we have to stay under?
You're not invited.
I am invited. I'm inviting myself. So for all of you who like to come out to Ruckus on Tuesdays, you can join me out there as I will be eating my free food.
Not for free. At
Free
7
food.
o'clock, Ruckus Pizza.
248. Come to the press box and receive your Ruckus gift card and take us out for drinks. Thank you.
Just got to take this time to really point out how delicious Ruckus is. Absolutely delicious is the only way to describe it. And here's the snap. What do you know? It's a handoff up the middle. Breaks a few tackles. And back to the line of scrimmage.
By look at the score, I believe we will be seeing a lot of those running plays. So we look to see those running backs to continue to pile up on those yards.
I don't know, Tyler. I was genuinely surprised that they ran the ball in that situation.
Sarcasm was not needed there, Will. But anyway, Frankie Robinson is coming to replace Stuart Fine.
Frankie Robinson was supposed to be the recipient of a shaving cream pie to the face during the pep rally today. He respectfully declined.
Frankie Robinson.
And now I will say Frankie Robinson is, and this is confirmed by Nick, that he is in our sports marketing class. So go, Frankie.
Really, who is not in your sports marketing class?
It is
Rhetorical
stacked.
question, but yeah, it sounds stacked. Like if your sports marketing class were to play my team sports class, y'all sound like you would win, like every time.
That is indeed true.
There was a penalty against the Mustangs, I believe, on that third down. It's kind of wasting the people's time and stop the scoreboard. But even with a tremendous lead, Creek Crazy's sticking in there in the student section. My feet, however, have not been sticking in there. They went numb about a quarter ago.
Yeah, the feet, the fingers are really the main problem with me,
Definitely.
because as it continues to get colder and colder throughout this night, it continues to my fingers continue to become more numb and numb. So,
and speaking of those Creek Crazies, it is a and I quote, Creek Crazy out. No specific colors, which is a little bit uncommon for the Creek Crazies. Just wear your Creek Crazy attire. Anything that says Creek Crazy, if you hear me saying Creek Crazy too much, I probably am. As for the student section, a lot of work has been put into it. We've mentioned it throughout the year. Last year's was a little bit lackluster, known as the Creek Lazies. And we're going to go to a quick replay of, and I quote, that little penalty kick.
Fourth down. Rubino on the punt.
So I believe they said Robinson kicked somebody following the play. Is that what I saw? Not what you want to do if you don't get very many snaps, I would imagine. I don't know, Tyler. Fake punt pass.
No, Will. It is 4th down, and we are up 56-14. So,
But it's only 21 yards. That's pretty easy.
but it is out of the question. And I believe Nick Holliday has a score update for us here for Panther Creek and Apex.
Panther Creek is up 41-7 on Apex in the 4th quarter.
Wow.
So Panther Creek continues to be a strong football team after their 1-point loss to the Mustangs with 3.8 seconds left in the 4th quarter. They've really bounced back, and I believe they've got two-game win streak, and they've really, during that small win streak, they've really been playing very, very well throughout that string of 2 games.
So there was another penalty against the Mustangs. 4th and 26, definitely within fake punt pass range. We'll see what they do here.
Once you find out who's going to
And in fact, it is not a fake. For once, Tyler is correct. That one's going to be down at about the 16-yard line.
And the punt is down.
9 minutes and 18 seconds remain here in the 4th quarter. And let me just throw this out there. If you're a glove company, you sell like wool gloves, you may want to consider opening up a shop here in the parking lot of Middle Creek. I don't know the specifics of that. Seems like a good business decision to me. I'd pay $5 right now for a pair of gloves.
As of right now, I believe Will still only has 1 glove, so he's been putting both his hands in 1 glove, and so he would really benefit from 2 gloves.
Yeah, rocking the Michael Jackson, not really my choice. Couldn't find the other glove. That one's thrown on the outside and then dropped. It's a rough life, Tyler. Only having 1 glove, it's a rough life.
Well, next time I'd be sure to make sure I pack the 2nd glove.
I looked for the 2nd glove, and it evaded me.
And you continued to come to the game without a 2nd glove.
Should I just stay home if I can't find that 2nd glove, Tyler?
I would improvise and get hand warmers.
Get a sock, maybe?
Or a sock. There you go. You don't need your hands while doing the sports block.
I could have probably a better commentator by putting a sock on my hand and some googly eyes.
All right, we're carrying it a little far now. Let's not get too weird.
All right, ball caught in the middle of a crazy amount of Mustangs by an Athens receiver. That was a huge gain. It's going to be down at around the 45-yard line. And I applaud any of our sports block viewers who have stuck with us through the frigid cold and the blowout that the Mustangs have been displaying.
I like that. That's what we'll have to start calling it. Great job.
And that one's going to be run for a gain of about 9 yards.
But there is some laundry on the field at around the 48-yard line.
It's now laundry because it's in the 2nd half, not a flag.
Absolutely.
While they're clarifying what's going on the field, I have a quick SWAC score update. It's the it's the 4th quarter. It's the beginning of the 4th quarter, and Holly Springs is up 24-21 against Green Hope. So definitely gonna hopefully come down to the end.
Close game to watch, and I do believe, I assume we're going to win this game. No offense to Athens. Following this game, we will be on top of the SWAC. That is correct.
Indeed.
The Southwestern Athletic Conference, I believe, is what SWAC stands for.
Or is it Wake?
It's Southwestern Wake Athletic Conference. So there's 2 W's.
Are you sure?
I am fairly positive. We will get confirmation on that, and we will get back to you.
No indication from our expert analysts to my right. And in fact, we are correct. I'm sorry, I am correct. There's only 1 W in SWAC.
Okay, I was proven wrong.
Again.
For one time this year. But hey.
now expert analyst started second-guessing himself, but no, it is, in fact, SWAC, Southwestern Athletic Conference. Here's the delayed handoff by Athens up the middle for the first down. 7 minutes and 50 seconds left here in the fourth quarter.
And I have another quick, it's a final now. Nightingale 48, Garner 45.
Wow.
Garner.
Upset.
Garner losing again. Is Nightingale in Garner's conference?
I believe they are.
Well, that's, if I'm not mistaken, that's 3 conference losses for Garner. And according to J. Mike Blake, who is the area sports writer in the Triangle area, if the playoffs had started tonight, the Mustangs would be ranked number 1 in their bracket, and that would put Garner at number 6. But after tonight's conclusion of these games, I'm not sure what the seeding would be for Garner, because I would assume Middle Creek would continue to keep the number 1 seed if they hold on to this 56-14 lead. But it's very interesting to see what would happen.
Second and 10 for the Jaguars. Quick pass over to number 4. Gonna try and make something happen. Moves around a few defenders before being tackled. Does successfully get the first down.
I will have to say, this has been the longest fourth quarter I can remember. It's definitely the coldest I can remember from up here in the press box, but it is one of the longest I've ever witnessed.
I'd say the third quarter, what's really killed me, that one seemed to take forever. Hold on, let me check. 2 minutes and 22 seconds, I'm sorry, 2 hours and 22 minutes into this broadcast.
And I believe that's no, never mind. Thought Athens had a touchdown.
Just a single yard short of a touchdown, in fact.
Barrett on the reception. First and goal, Athens Drive.
And here's the handoff. And they will call that one a touchdown for the Jaguars. That's going to make the score 56-20, 21 pending the extra point attempt.
So just a quick weather update, since it is, or does seem to be getting colder here in Mustang Stadium. It is a brisk 36 degrees right now, with 6 minutes and 24 seconds left in this fourth quarter. So hopefully it will continue to, hopefully it'll stay the same, if not go up more, because it is still quite cool up here in the press box.
That would be nice. I mentioned a glove company. If you are a spatial heater company, you might make some good business as well. I'd look into that. Here comes the point after attempt. Almost blocked. That one's up and good. 56-21 is the score. Your Mustangs lead by, if my math is correct, 35 points. And Athens Drive going to have to execute quite a few onside kicks if they want to win the game.
There's still plenty of time here in this game, although it's getting down a little bit more, but there's still some time there where the Athens Jaguars could surmount a comeback, maybe, but hopefully the Mustangs offense can continue to put them deep into a hole, and the defense can continue to hold them from scoring.
And I do believe the Mustangs anticipate the onside kick. And nope, just a squib kick. Going to be fielded by, I believe this is Neon Keon Smith.
I think you're right. I'm pretty sure it's Keon.
Why did he just...
that was a smart play because, I mean, the all around him he had Athens Jaguars defenders, and
Did he take a knee?
he did take a knee around the 15-yard line, and so Keon is coming back from an injury. I believe it was a shoulder injury. So I mean, that was a smart play by him, just not wanting to risk getting hurt again, and it doesn't give the Mustangs great field position, but the Mustangs have been able to work with what field position they have been given throughout the night.
I'd like to give a shout out to Mr. Petty on his way to warmer pastures, going down to Florida to watch a NC State football game. Thanks for the invite, Mr. Petty. And here's the snap and the handoff up the middle. Just trucking through some defenders, gain of 5 yards. I have to say, if you missed the chicken dinner that was being served today from lunchtime until 6:30, you missed out because it was absolutely delicious. To put it frankly, it was 2 pieces of chicken, 2 sides, a roll, and a drink and a brownie for $8. And the chicken was so tender. So tender. They actually ran out of chicken. I wanted some for lunch and dinner. That's how delicious it was.
Yeah,
well, you're making me hungry.
Apologize, Nick.
Yeah, that they were actually out there cooking the chickens at around, I believe, 6 o'clock this morning. So they have been out here all day long and have been slaving over the grills. The dads have been over the grills, and the moms and the other volunteers have been helping serve. So great appreciation to all those who helped make that a successful fundraiser for the baseball team.
And just winding down clock time, and even though clock time's being wound down, still a ton of students and parents in the student section. I have to admit, should I not have been in the press box at this distinct moment of time, I probably left this game about an hour ago. So big shout out to their dedication, their commitment. About 4 minutes and 20 seconds left here in the 4th quarter.
Varisty Football, Athens Drive.
Looks like we have Michael Rubino back to punt the ball to Athens. Their receivers will stand around the 50-yard line.
And low snap. Here's the kick. Nice booming kick. Going to land at around the 45-yard line. And it's going to be downed at about the 47. Three minutes, 33 seconds.
Left until we can go home.
Well, no, not quite, Tyler. If you recall correctly.
Oh yeah, we got to stay and clean up, which that'll be another 30 minutes. But we're getting close to that time when we can leave.
Getting closer. Tell you what, though, 30 minutes staying after, really, I'd say is a fair trade-off for being able to put the sports block on college applications.
Definitely.
And, when people ask me if I play a sport, I'm no longer able to say I play baseball. So this is the next best thing, as Athens Drive quarterback just lobs that one towards the sideline out of bounds. Do you play a sport, Will? No, but I'm in sports block. It's pretty close.
And if they ask you what's that, it's a conversation starter.
Exactly. Icebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Nick Holiday, how much does a polar bear weigh?
I don't know.
Enough to break the ice. We'll get it. Nice to meet you.
Classic.
Oh my gosh, that was corny. That was the
That
corniest
was
joke.
awesome. No way, that was
That was the
awesome.
corniest joke I've ever heard in my life. Like,
Delayed handoff up the right side. Going to be tackled.
I still cannot believe that joke. That was horrible.
No way, it was awesome. Classic.
If Mr. Petty had heard that, He would not have been impressed
at
at
all.
all.
I can give you a direct quote from what Mr. Petty would have said. Dude.
That's fairly close.
Thank you. Two minutes, 40 seconds. 3rd and 2, ball on the 39-yard line. 35 degrees. Mustangs have more points than the temperature outside. Little screen over the left side, and it's dropped. 4th and 2, they're going to be forced to go for it. I got a knuckle touch from Mrs. T. Breezy. That's Miss Trevino, for those of you unaware, which is quite the accomplishment for me, as I'm typically getting dirty looks and awkward stares.
Wow, the quarterback took a shot there. Looked like Angus. Big Angus, number 61. Gave the quarterback a nice little loving there. It's figure of speech, Will. Don't give me that look.
Nobody was giving you any look, Tyler. 4th and 2. I apologize. Mustang ball. And big Evan Gaffone, number 75, is making an appearance on the field. Hard for him to not make an appearance on the field. A towering 6'5", 320-something pounds.
Yeah, he's a big boy. Very big boy.
I'd put him in at a running back just to see what happens.
That would be a sight to see.
That's some Madden. That's Madden stuff right there. Flag on the field. False start, it appears.
Well, that would be like putting Vince Wilfork in at running back for the Patriots.
And probably an upgrade for whoever they have running for them now. Boo, Patriots. 1st and 15. I want to see Gaffone just absolutely demolish somebody. And in fact, he does.
Looks like Frankie Robinson got demolished also, so there was a 2 people being demolished there. And I think this drive will basically seal the deal for the Mustangs, as
we are now below 2 minutes on the scoreboard.
Yes, and that's very important, because that basically tells you there's very, very little time here left in this game, and a comeback is probably not.
I'm really disappointed I didn't get to use my boomer voice tonight, boys.
You have 1:35.
I'm going to try and fit it in here. Should this game ever finish sometime soon, within the next, I don't know, minute and 36 seconds.
Looks like there's some discrepancies between the ball marker and the actual ball.
And a quick score update. I'm going to steal Nick's job here. Sorry, Nick. Final from Fuquay Arena. They defeat the Cary Imps 24-14. And here's a breakaway run. And he actually trips before being tackled, but a nice run nonetheless by Frankie Robinson. That'll be another Middle Creek first down.
And that will definitely ultimately send the Mustangs home victorious in this 2014 homecoming night.
Speaking of businesses you could open up around Middle Creek, if you are a doctor that specializes in frostbite, yeah, if you could make an appearance, that would be awesome. Shout out to Mr. First in advance for wrapping all the cable on the field by himself. Everybody, a big round of applause for Mr. First. Delay a game by the Mustangs. 36 seconds and 8 milliseconds left. And they're just going to knee the ball here. "30 seconds left here in the game."
And that will do it tonight for the Mustangs.
But before we talk about the game, we're going to go take a quick replay of Frankie Robinson's run.
Final 56, Athens Drive 21.
A nice juke and cut by Robinson. And that is the end of the ball game. The Middle Creek Mustangs walk away cold but victorious. The final score 56-21. And let's talk a little bit about what made this game so heavily favored for the Mustangs. First of all, I'd say you have to look at the turnovers. I don't know. I think it was three or four fumbles by the Athens offense. 3 of those were recovered for a touchdown, I do believe.
Yeah, Thomas Hartshorn played a really, really big part in this game for the defense, coming up with 3 of those 4 fumbles on the Jaguars tonight, and I believe 2 of those were returned for a touchdown. So just like you said, the turnover margin, the Jaguars having 4 or 5 turnovers and the Mustangs only having those 2 interceptions in the first half, that really set the stage and led to the Mustangs being able to open up this margin and actually get the victory.
Definitely, and a strong defensive effort as well, being able to allow the Athens Drive offense to get nervous enough to commit those errors. Offense did a great job. Few interceptions by Gristle. Nothing to really worry about. A nice pass over the middle to Curtis Burnson for his first completion and touchdown of the year. So promise, staring in the face of promise with Curtis. Nick, do you have anything to add before we cut out?
And we have to give it out to our backup running backs, Josh Drake and Stuart Fine. They did a really good job tonight in filling the void of Elijah Perry and the offensive line for giving them that those holes to run through.
Definitely, it's all about stepping up and playing for your team. For Nick Holliday, Tyler Scholler, I'm William Giddis. Yes, William Giddis, signing off for the Sports Block. Stay tuned. We will be back next week. Yes, next week. You all can have a good night.
He one block,
and
he just shrugs them off, and he makes another 2.
And kick is up. That's an absolute drill into the back of the end zone.
You're watching the Sports Blog.